Hi, I'm Chef Tony D, also known as the Boombastic Chef, and today I'm going to reveal my secret recipe for Boombastic seafood gumbo. Now, for those that don't know, gumbo is neither Cajun or Creole in origin. It's a Native American recipe. The main ingredient is ground sassafras leaf, otherwise known as gumbo fillet, and Native Americans used it in most of their cooking. No doubt, the first pilgrims smelled the sweet aroma of sassafras whenever they wandered near their camp. Now, in the Louisiana Territory, Native Americans used whatever the area offered, such as crawfish, bass, catfish, perch, and rabbit. The term gumbo came from the Angolan word for okra, kingumbo. And so, gumbo, as it has come to be known, is a combination of Native American and West African influences at its core. So next time someone says it's a Creole or Cajun originated dish, please correct them. Oh, and as a side note, I don't put okra in my gumbo, and that's just a personal choice. Although if you like okra, then add it by all means. Now pay close attention to the order in which I add the ingredients. That's very important. We start with the chicken since it takes the longest to cook. Chicken is a must to get that tasty, stringy meat throughout the broth. So without any further ado, this is Boombastic Seafood Gumbo.
see people dancing. Break down the door, the store can't take no more. Break romancing. Upside the wall, yeah, out in the hall. What? What's the word? It's hot, dancing in one spot, going crazy. But we're one on one. I'm having so much fun dancing with my baby. Out in the street, yeah, up on your feet. What's the word? Down to the ground. Look at the roof. The roof is burning up. The roof is burning up. Look at the roof. The roof is burning up. The roof is burning up. Look at the roof. The roof is burning up. The roof is burning up. Look at the roof. The roof is burning up. The roof is burning up. Look at the roof. The roof is burning up. The roof is burning up.
Can't you see what you do to me?
Oh girl, you got me so excited now. It seems I just can't fight it. I could never let you go. Oh girl, I can't say no now. You know I wanna be with you. I'll do anything you want me to. Oh girl, you make me lose my breath. Oh girl, there's nothing left. Oh girl, you're such an education. Oh girl, I need more physical stimulation. Don't look now, but something's coming. Open up and let the sun light the way. Forgot to tell you, in this game, when wrong move and you're through, you know I wanna be with you. I'll do anything you want me to. Oh girl, you make me lose my breath. Oh girl, there's nothing left. Oh girl, you're such an education. Oh girl, I need more physical stimulation. Girl, you make me lose my breath. Oh girl, there's nothing left. I said nothing left. Oh girl, you're such an education. Oh girl, I need more physical stimulation.
Can't you see what you do to me? My stomach's tied in knots. Had my share of shots. Nothing compares to you. I never knew such sensuality. The animal in me grows stronger every day. Running around my brain. Running around my brain. Running around my brain. Running around my brain.
So that's Boombastic Seafood Gumbo. Let's review the ingredients that separate this gumbo from all the others out there. First up, coconut oil. Coconut and olive oil are the only two oils I use, but for high heat, I always use coconut oil. I used it to fry the onions for the roux. Coconut oil tastes great and has fantastic health benefits. Next, there's fleur de sel. This is sea salt skimmed from the surface of the ocean. It's pure, organic, and tastes great. This is the only salt I use for this type of cooking. Then there's the gumbo mix. You can pick this up at most supermarkets in the seafood section. And whenever you buy pre-mixes like this, try to find the ones without monosodium glutamate. Some people are sensitive to this preservative, so I avoid it whenever possible. Then there's a not so well-known spice called star anise. This adds an exotic flavor to the dish and is loaded with them there polyflimflams and antioxidants. Cloves was a new addition to this dish and it tasted fantastic, so that's a keeper. Finally, you can't make gumbo without the gumbo fillet, otherwise known as ground sassafras leaf. This is what makes the gumbo, well, gumbo. Now the rest of the ingredients are pretty commonplace. Try to get the freshest seafood and poultry possible. Same goes for the sausages. The kind of sausages you choose is up to you. However, inclusion of a hot or spicy sausage should be one of the two you select for this dish. Just know that if your final product is bland, It ain't gumbo. It's just seafood soup. Now, for our restaurant showcase segment, we're featuring Chef Dominic Cristini, the proprietor of Cafe Largo in beautiful Largo, Florida. This year, Chef Dom was selected to be one of over 2,000 chefs worldwide to participate in Goutte de France. This takes place every year to pay tribute to the excellence of French cuisine. Let's take a peek inside this exclusive gathering.
You are part of the worldwide gourmand, where on this day, in 5 continents, 2,000 restaurants are celebrating the Goutte de France. The meaning of Goutte de France, well, put it this way, it's not because I'm French, but there's some of the things we do well, and some we do even better. And eating and drinking, well, I like to think that we master the art of it. There is rule and regulation to it. First, one should not be starving when he goes out and dine, because then he jumps on bread and then never get a chance to really taste everything, enjoy his wine and so on. And then, second, have to be with a great company, friends, and then that make the work for us very easy. For us, the only thing we have to do is find the best produce to work with, the finest wine, but not only that, find the people who do it. You know, nowadays, we are part of a generation who's looking to work with the small producer, people we have things in common with. And that way we can relate our idea, our savoir-faire to you. And that's what it's all about. So this evening, look at each other, and yes, you will recognize yourself on the street from now on and say, hey, you were part of the few gourmet there is in this. Remember, there's only 2 restaurants in this state who are doing that. About 80 some in the country. So keep those menus. keep those menus, because you might one day run into somebody who say, oh yeah, I was in Dallas at such a place and they were celebrating. Say, well, guess what? I was there too. Here's my menu. That's what we did. We were all there in spirit, but on that day, 21st of March, you were part of that event, that worldwide event, and you might find yourself in Paris, in Rome, or whatever, and if you are in a place where there is a French chef and you ask, oh, when you're celebrating the Goutte de France, and you'll be surprised, oh, you were part of it? Well, they're going to take care of you properly. This is, it's like the passport to good eating and good drinking and to be recognized, to appreciate worldwide. I know we are just in Largo, Florida, but guess what? Today, we are the one putting the name on the map. It's not the map. It's not Florida who's making us. We're making Florida and the U.S. at the same time. So I'm really proud for you to be, and very happy that what we're going to be doing. Today, we're going to do things a bit different. Jean-François is going to explain the wine, and I'm going to explain you the dish before I serve it. Like this, everybody knows what's it, because like this, there's not going to be nothing left on the plate, because and I'm going to try it. Okay. So Jean-François, Alex, Jean-François, by now anybody, if you don't know, this is my other, my little brother, Jean-François, and he's the one.
The other brother, how many we got? We don't know that. I guess that's been around.
So he'll tell you all about the wine. And when he's done with this one, I'll let you know about the first course.
Okay, well, welcome and thanks for the special event. Let me tell you a little bit about the wine that you have and the reason why we're here tonight. The same way, my brother is dealing with the quality food and the farmers. I've been doing the same thing for the last 20 years, dealing with the farmer in Europe. 70% from France, but very small production wines. all natural wines on the top of it, so we have no pesticides, no fertilizer, no sulfite either. The problem with those guys, they don't produce a lot of juice. You know, when it's gone, it's gone. We don't buy from the neighbors, we don't buy from anybody, we wait till the next harvest. To give you an example, the champagne that you have in the front, when you first came in, this is from a very small vigneron, Bruno Michel. I've been dealing with him for 18 years. He's right outside Épernay. Thierry is the little name of the town. He was the first organic champagne made 15 years ago. When he first started that, everybody told him the same thing they told me when I started my company. You nuts, people don't care. They just want to drink, have a good time, and forget the organic part. Well, now everything is changing. People want to drink better, they want to eat better, finally. That way they can live longer, they don't have to go see a doctor every 3 months, you know, because they figure out the doctor visit was more expensive than the price of good wine. So, we're on the right track. We're drinking better, we're eating better, and we have longevity. So Bruno Michel, very small estate, only 10 acres. Everything it's made, it's all certified organic. And if you like some of those champagne, too bad because I'm out of it. That's the way it goes. I mean, you know, we don't have a lot of production, we don't have a lot of production. But that is the fun part of it, because we don't sell to grocery store, we don't sell to a lot of places, and the same thing goes for it. Now the second one that you have in the front of you is white Burgundy. It's from the Reuilly appellation. It's odd called the Beaune, from the Beaune region, and this is a 2011 vintage. You know, problem with the Burgundy region, and the problem that we have in Europe and all over, basically is, you know, the weather is getting warmer and warmer, and we have less and less production. In Burgundy especially, where they are dealing with very small properties, the Bergerie region, the Reuilly is only 5 acres. Very, very small. I'm lucky enough that I got very good relation with those people, and they give me what they can. You know, I don't say, I want 50 cases, 100 cases, 200 cases. They said, you get so much. That's it. It's done. Right now they will be dealing to buy back what I have in 2011 vintage, because they've been gone for a long time, and 15 and 16 is nothing left. They are down to 1/3 of the production because of the weather being so bad and dry. They have very big drought in 2016. 15 we have a lot of rain, so it's been very bad all over Europe basically. So they are down to 25%. Certain region like the first rate you're gonna have, last year they were down 80%. So because I'm dealing with the farmers, right? We're not dealing with mass production wines. But the Bergerie de Reuilly, it's 100% Chardonnay, typical Chardonnay from white Burgundy. The difference is, then even though this wine was aged in wood, we're using the midnight wood cask, which is the 325 liter. So we don't want to have the wood part of it very aggressive. We want to give the wood, brings a little bit more of the softness, but we don't want to taste the wood. So the advantage of wine like this is when they age, the wine gets softer, it gets rich, but it doesn't get the woody flavor that you get when it's a very young vintage. So the good thing with it is, it's more delicate, and with the type of food that my brother is going to put in front of you tonight, it should go very, very well. One thing you have to keep in mind is, what makes the difference between the new world and the old world wines, and what you're tasting today is the old world wines, is that we don't have irrigation. Okay? We don't have irrigation. So what you're tasting is going to be wine, especially if you are used to doing more California style wine, very oaky, very rich, very berry, you're not going to get that tonight. On the reds or on the white. You're going to have wine that are going to be higher acidity level. The tannins are going to be a little sweeter, but they're going to be all natural. You're not going to taste the wood. You're going to be chewing on wood. You're not going to buy overripe fruit. You're going to have just the right amount of fruit. It's going to give you the chance to enjoy the fruit that's going to come out in the wine. So those two together are going to marry very well. I'm not a divorce lawyer, but they should work very well together. And make you appreciate, what friends eating and drinking is all about. So that's the name of the game. So enjoy it, and if you have any question about the wine, let me know. If you have a question about the food, I'll try to help you out a little bit. Otherwise, I call the brother, he can come out. Thank you for coming.
Voila! I hope you enjoyed this episode of The Boombastic Chef. Don't forget to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. And please join our crowdfunding campaign to help us fund the network TV pilot. And if you like any of the songs you've heard, they're available on iTunes. Stay put during the closing credits for the details. You may be wondering what this is. This is the Boombastic Diet Food Pyramid. It's the foundation of the Boombastic Diet. I'll explain everything you need to know about how to manage your heart disease, diabetes, gout, and weight issues using my unique and effective diet plan to attain a great quality of life. I'm working on the DVD now, and it will be free to all registered members of my Boombastic Diet blog. This is my way of giving back for all the help and support and knowledge I've received from so many doctors and nurses over the last 26 years. And I can't wait to share it with all of you. Well, that's all for now. Please give generously to my two favorite charities, the American Heart and Diabetes Associations. And, as always, make every day boombastic.
Huh?